Hello and welcome to In Motion, the only video cast that fails just as hard as Florida does. I'm your host, Zhan. Speaking of fail, I mentioned last week that I switched audio recording programs yet again and that I'm back to Audacity. Well, to continue this trend, and it really is becoming a trend, I'm using a microphone recorder that's on my very first MP3 player called an iRiver. This is going to be the first of many tests, and hopefully it works out well, in which I can use it for other things that are undisclosable at this current time. Keep your fingers crossed. I didn't have a good topic in mind for this week's episode, so I instead decided to do some podcast fodder with StuManCool over a game of Left 4 Dead. We sat down and played for about 40 minutes, getting through, I think, 3 stages of Death Toll before his girlfriend finally relented and said she'd watch 300 with him. As a side note, that is probably the best way to leave a video game ever. Anyways, we parted ways for the night, and I made a few posts and then went to bed, trying for once to fall asleep before 3 a.m., which I may or may not have been successful at, I can't remember. I woke up this morning and reviewed the footage we captured. Sounds like I was going to continue that sentence, didn't you? Haha. Yeah. On a side note, every time I capture video for some reason, the file size seems to increase, but the quality remains the same. Except for this time. And not in the good way you're thinking. The capture file was freaking 9 gigs in size, and honestly, kind of sucked. The video and audio quality was below average and subpar. Especially when StuManCool started talking. It sounded like he got his wisdom teeth out and he had a mouthful of gauze and like more wrapped around his microphone so he wouldn't get blood on it. It's like, yeah. Maybe my cables weren't tightly connected. I'll check that next time. I mean, as a bonus, I finally unlocked the jump shot achievement last night where you have to headshot a hunter while he's in midair. Finally got that. And then he took me down. Well, incapacitated me anyways. I also checked how far along I am for the Red Mist and Zombie Genocidist achievements, and I am proudly 2/5 and 1/5 of the way there, respectively. These are both very grindfest-tastic achievements. So apart from Left 4 Dead, I finally finished Devil May Cry 4 in human mode and actually finished Prince of Persia. By that I mean I sat through the credits and then got the achievements that I was supposed to get, even though I didn't think I was going to get them anyways. But hey, pleasant surprise. I mentioned last week that Epilogue was available for DLC, and I downloaded it and installed it and started playing it. And hey, it's fun. Except when I started playing that, I was tired, so I went to bed after 3 a.m., got up in the morning, went to play it again, got to the loading screen, and then it actually wouldn't load. Apparently Microsoft is having a lot of multiple DLC-related problems between, Prince of Persia, I've heard Fallout 3, Fable 2, a couple other ones. It's just, man, not good on their part. Fortunately, I still have Dead Space to finish, so that should keep me occupied for a little bit. On the anime side of this coin, Gundam 00 Season 2 has, I think, 2 more episodes at time of recording to wrap everything up. And the way they're going, balls are going to be dropped, and not in the good, I'm a man now way. There are rumors of an OVA or a movie that will conclude the series. And I wouldn't mind such a thing if it's true. But if it is true, then chances are we're going to have to wait about a year or probably more between the end of the season and, the actual airtime. This isn't the 08th MS Team, people. I don't want another year-long wait between the second last episode and the last episode. That's just ridiculous. I apologize for the length, or the lack thereof, for this episode. Things just failed one after the other. Not good. Next week I should have an actual idea to talk about, but after that things are going to be in the air a little bit. Not because I think I'm going to have a lack of ideas that's going to last a long time, but because I probably won't have access to a computer, or the internet, or both, for an undetermined amount of time. Plus, I still need to pack. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, then you can email them to inmotionvc@gmail.com. That's inmotionvc@gmail.com. This has been your indomitable host, Zhan, signing off from a province that's very far away from Florida's many failures. Adios, until next week.
You look awesome. You're all covered in blood with a room full of dead survivors.